Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Director of Religious Exploration, and my pronouns are she, they. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus. Together, we acknowledge this land as the contemporary territory of the Adena, Hopewell, Miami, Shawnee, Wyandot, and other indigenous nations forcibly displaced in the 1830s. We respect and honor the culture, heritage, and resilience of indigenous nations with ancestral ties to these lands, and recognize the indigenous individuals who continue to call Central Ohio home. BREAD stands for Building Responsibility, Equality, and Dignity, and is a multi-faith organization of which First UU is a founding member. BREAD gets public officials to implement well-researched solutions to problems affecting Central Ohio. First UU has committed to bring 200 First UU members and friends of all ages to the Nehemiah Action happening this Tuesday, April 25th at 6:40 p.m. Your turnout holds our public officials accountable. Please take a look at the yellow insert in your order of service and stop by the table in Beach Hall to get your yellow love shirt and commit to attend. Remember, numbers count, and bread rises. See you there. Now, please rise in body or in spirit to sing the American folk favorite, the Garden Song.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rains come tumbling down. Pulling weeds and picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her loving care. And an old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as the feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rains come tumbling down.
Good morning. I'm Cindy Wicker. I'm happy to serve this congregation as a member of your Board of Trustees. My pronouns are she, her. We are glad you are here. Our congregation aspires to welcome everyone, and we want you to know that you belong. If this is your first time visiting, please stop by the greeter stand to pick up your visitor gift. You can scan the QR code to access our donation page, order of service, and more. Up there. Spring is a very busy time for our congregation. Between now and the annual meeting, we have 5 concerts, a senior luncheon, tons of classes and meetups, and the opening reception for the youth group art show. Join the church email list to get the scoop on all of these fantastic events. Next, we will hear from one of the high school seniors we will be recognizing in the service later today.
Hello, my name is Mocharski. I've spent 7 years here making friends, taking trips, and learning to become an active member of this congregation while expanding my knowledge of the First Unitarian Universalist faith. Our entire religious exploration program is only possible because of the generous donations from you, our congregation, and members. We are a week away into our stewardship campaign, and so many of you have already pledged to support programs like RE. I would like to tell you about one of my favorite classes that helped inform me of my choice to be a UU. It is my hope that this class, Neighboring Faiths, will return next year. Neighboring Faiths gave me an opportunity to look outside our church and meet our religious neighbors surrounding us here in Columbus. In this class, I visited a Sikh temple, an AME church, and celebrated Diwali at a Hindu temple to our north. These experiences deepened and confirmed my choice to be a UU and to become a member here. I love that our community values exploration and education, and invite you to give generously so that programs and classes like Neighboring Faiths will be here for all the kids that are just now starting their religious exploration. Pledge forms are available in the lobby or online at, I guess there's no link on the screen. Okay. FirstUUColumbus.org, 2023 to 2024 pledge. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Kathleen Fowler, your Minister of Pastoral Care, and my pronouns are she, her. So now is the time to submit your joys and sorrows. You can access the form online or submit using pen and paper in the back by the candle table. Everything we receive between now and the end of the offertory will be shared during the caring meditation. So now we would like to invite any children who want to help bring in the light to meet Nikki out in the hall. Everyone else, let's center ourselves as we listen to this morning's prelude.
It is now time for the children to bring in the lights.
chalice lighting is We Carry the Flame by Douglas Taylor. Across the generations, we have carried the flame. We fought the injustice, sang the songs, spoke for truth, and built something lasting. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, we are tending the flame. Hand in hand, together, we share in the work of fighting injustice, singing the songs, speaking the truth, and we are here to build something lasting. We join in the line and carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, we have been nourished by this flame. We are singing new songs, breaking old barriers, sharing in the work. And as we find our own space in what has been, we are here to make space for the next person as well. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Across the generations, this flame comes to us. We are here for the songs, for the justice, for the community sharing the work. We are here now, too, to build something new and lasting. We are ready for a new day together. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward.
Thank you, June, for your help lighting our chalice. Today, we are going to do our story in the style of spirit play, like we would do in the RE classroom. So Jen Bojanowski, one of our teachers, and Kara Sight, another one of our teachers, are here to help us with that.
Give me just a second so I can get my papers here. Okay. I wonder if you've been wondering what happens back in the back wing of this place. There's a lot of things that kids are doing and having fun with, but you may not know what it really looks like. So I thought I'd give you a little description of what happens back there. There's 2 groups of spirit play, and I do the younger group, which is roughly the 3 to 5 or 6-year-olds, and Kara's been doing the 7 to 10-year-olds roughly. Basically a mixed group of ages there. And this is what it's about. Spirit play is an interactive storytelling opportunity. We have props and stories and little things that kind of move about, and then the kids get to explore those things on their own and make those stories become their own. The first part of our time together is the ritual, our schedule. We come together, we do our chalice lighting, we chat for a moment, see how people are doing. Maybe it's a joys and sorrow opportunity, and sometimes they tell us about their birthday. And then we light our chalice, and we have the story. I often do something called a wonder box as well. And today's wonder box, let me grab the wonder box piece. Wow, I wonder what this is going to be about today. Usually they fit inside a box. Today's are not going to fit in the box. These are part of our wonder idea. We'll have to see what those are related to in our story, how they connect. And then we talk about the story with some wondering questions. The question may be whether they like the story or not. Sometimes the questions are getting into the deeper meanings of the story. And some even have questions that may not get answered. This year and last year as well, we started doing something where we tried to figure out how do these stories connect to the principles and promises of the UU Church. So we have this here, just to prompt you for now. Red is about respecting all people. The orange is about being fair and kind. The flame is about learning and accepting. Green for growing and exploring. Blue, believing in our ideas. Indigo, making peace for all, and the world there taking care of our earth. Sometimes interconnection as well. We're going to see how this story is connected to these principles and which one it really represents the best. And after we get done with our time together in our stories, we have time for play. Because you know what? The time to play is when we find community within each other. Now I'm going to invite Kara to tell us our story.
Hi, my name is Kara, and I'm a volunteer spirit play teacher. My pronouns are she, they. One morning in the spring, on the way to school, Wanda noticed a bush growing in an empty corner lot. Should we hold up this thing? Okay, we'll leave it there. It was surrounded by trash and heaps of junk. It must have been growing for a while because it was about 2 feet tall, and Wanda was surprised that she had never noticed it before. But there it was, bare and thorny, and Wanda, who loved beautiful things, felt her heart beat fast. "A rose bush," she said to herself, "my very own rose bush." Now, the rose bush didn't really belong to Wanda, but since nobody seemed to own the lot or the heaps of junk that were piled there, she decided to care for this bush and make it her own. All during school, she thought about her rose bush. During art, she drew pictures of what it would look like in bloom. During library, she borrowed books on arranging flowers. And during science, she asked so many questions about how to take care of roses that her teacher said that she really must stop asking questions about roses and start thinking about electricity, which is what the lesson was about. So on her way home from school, she rushed to the rose bush. It was still bare and thorny. Maybe it needs some more sun, thought Wanda. So she put down her school bag and began dragging some of the nearby trash out to the curb. Mrs. Turner, who was on her way to the store, stopped to help her with a broken chair. "Cleaning up the neighborhood, huh, Wanda?" Miss Turner asked. "That's a great project." "Oh, I'm not just cleaning," Wanda told her. "I'm helping my rose bush to get more sun so it will bloom." "Your rose bush?" Miss Turner asked. "Where's your rose bush?" "Over there," pointing proudly to the bare, thorny bush. "Oh, Wanda, I'm not sure that's a rose bush," Miss Turner said gently. "Sure it is," said Wanda. "I've seen roses in books. I've seen what they look like in bloom. Just you wait. In a few weeks, this whole lot will be full of roses." "Well," said Mrs. Turner, shaking her head, "good luck." As she walked away, Miss Turner thought to herself, "If that's a rose bush, I'm the Queen of England." The next day after school, Wanda hurried to her rose bush. It was still bare and thorny. Maybe it needs more air, thought Wanda, so she put down her school bag and began taking more of the trash out to the curb. "Once I get all this trash out of here, nothing will block the air from getting to my rose bush," thought Wanda. Mr. Claudel was on his way home from work, and he saw Wanda trying to drag an old door, so he stopped to help. "Hey, Wanda, are you cleaning up the neighborhood?" he asked. "Oh, no, not just cleaning, Mr. Claudel," Wanda told him. "I'm getting rid of trash so my rose bush will get more air." "A rose bush? Here?" he asked. And so Wanda showed him the rose bush. "I don't know much about gardening, Wanda, but I'm not sure if that's a rose bush." Sure it is," said Wanda, "and in a few weeks, this lot is going to be filled with the sweetest smelling roses you have ever seen." She thanked him for his help and went off to drag away some more trash. Mr. Claudel shook his head. "If that's a rose bush," he said to himself, "then I'm the King of France." She thanked him for his help and went off to drag away. Oops, sorry, skipping ahead. Every day after school that week and the next, Wanda worked in the empty lot. Mrs. Giamoni, who lived in the apartment next door, gave Wanda trash bags for the old shoes, bottles, broken toys, and bits of glass that she was picking up. "Gosh, you've done a great job cleaning up this lot, Wanda," Mrs. Giamoni told her. "Oh, I'm not just cleaning," Wanda said. "I'm getting rid of all this trash so my rose bush will get enough sun and fresh air to bloom." "Where's your rose bush?" she asked Wanda. So Wanda showed her. Mrs. Giamoni put her hand on Wanda's shoulder and spoke to her softly. "Wanda, that's not a rose bush." "Oh, but it is," said Wanda, "and in a few weeks, this lot is going to be filled with the most beautiful roses that you have ever saw." "Oh, that would be so nice," said Mrs. Giamoni, "but I don't want you to be disappointed if this bush doesn't bloom." "Don't worry, I won't be disappointed," Wanda answered. Mrs. Giamoni sighed. "This is not a rose bush and never will be one," she thought to herself. The next week, when the rose bush still wasn't blooming, Wanda talked to her school librarian. "I need some books about getting roses to bloom," she told Mrs. Jones. "Oh, do you have a rose bush, Wanda?" Miss Jones asked. "Yes, but it doesn't have any flowers yet, and I know it has enough sun and fresh air." "Well, does it have any water?" asked Mrs. Jones. "Water," Wanda said. "Of course, that will make it bloom." That afternoon, she hurried to the rose bush, still bare and thorny. She looked at the dry ground and smiled. "Don't you worry, little bush," she said. "I'll get you some water, and then you'll be growing flowers." Wanda went across the street to the butcher shop. "Mr. Sanchez, would you please give me some water for my rose bush?" "Rose bush? Is that what I see you taking care of and talking to out there every day?" "I'm not sure that's a rose bush, Wanda," Mr. Sanchez said. "Oh, I'm sure, but it can't bloom because, it needs water." So Mr. Sanchez gave her a plastic bucket. "I really hope that's a rose bush, Wanda," he said, looking at her a little doubtfully. "You'll see," Wanda told him. "In a few weeks, this whole lot will be full of roses." As Wanda carried the water to her rose bush, Mr. Sanchez muttered, "I think in a few weeks that thorn bush might still be a thorn bush." Every day, Wanda ran to her rose bush after school, but every day it was still bare and thorny. She watered it and sang to it and checked its bare branches for roses. Mrs. Turner, on her way to the butcher shop, stopped to see if there were any roses yet. Mr. Claudel, on his way home from work, stopped to see if there were any roses yet. And Mrs. Giamoni, seeing Wanda in the lot, called down to her apartment to ask if there were any roses yet. When Wanda went to the library at school, Ms. Jones asked if there were any roses yet. And every day, when Wanda went to the butcher shop for water, Mr. Sanchez asked if there were any roses yet. To each person, Wanda would answer the same thing. "Just you wait. Pretty soon, this whole lot will be filled with roses." And then one day in June, Wanda had an idea. Looking at her bare, thorny bush, she said, "If my rose bush won't give roses to me, then I'm going to give roses to my rose bush." And then, when she saw Mrs. Turner, Mr. Claudel, Mrs. Giamoni, Ms. Jones, and Mr. Sanchez, she gave each of them an invitation that said, "Please come for tea and muffins in Wanda's Rose Garden, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. "Oh dear," said Mrs. Turner. "Is she still expecting to get roses from that thorn bush?" "Oh no," said Mr. Claudel, "and she's worked so hard too." "Oh my," said Mrs. Giamoni, "she's going to be so disappointed." "Oh darn," said Mr. Sanchez, "there must be something I can do." "Oh good," said Ms. Jones, who had only heard about the bush from Wanda and hadn't seen it for herself. "I'll bring the muffins." And the next morning at 9, everyone was surprised to see Wanda's rose bush covered with roses, paper roses that Wanda made herself. So we're going to see what Wanda did. It'll take us a second here. The next morning at 9, everyone was so surprised to see Wanda's rose bushes covered with roses, paper roses that Wanda made herself and so carefully tied to each bare thorny branch. But more surprising yet, everyone who came to the party had brought along a rose bush to plant near Wanda's, except Ms. Jones, who had brought delicious muffins. After they had eaten their muffins and drunk their tea, They all got busy planting rose bushes. Mr. Claudel and Ms. Turner dug the holes. Mrs. Giamoni held the bushes in place while Wanda and Ms. Jones filled in around the roots with the soil. And Mr. Sanchez brought water from his shop and watered them all very thoroughly. When the work was finished, Mr. Claudel said, "Wanda, this is gonna be a garden fit for a king." "Or a queen," said Mrs. Turner. Wanda and the others smiled, and later that summer, the whole lot was filled with the biggest, most beautiful, sweetest smelling roses anyone had ever seen, just as Wanda said it always would be. So, it's beautiful. So I wonder, which one of our 7 promises, and there might be more than one, is reflected in this story? I see your hand, Ben.
Take care of our earth.
Yes, take care of our earth. Can you tell me why?
Because she was like taking care of this rose bush.
Because Wanda cleaned the polluted lot, yeah. How about you, Mira?
I think it's be fair and kind because she was being kind to the rose bush and everybody else was too.
Yeah.
Believe in ideas.
Oh, believe in our ideas and act on them? Yeah, good. Ollie, how about you?
I think it's respect.
Respect all people?
I think it's like peace for all.
Make peace for all? Yeah. Thank you. What about you, Calliope? The top one, respect all people. Wanda's community, Wanda's like hope in bringing together the community, into cleaning up the lot, brought together the community. And it was really special that although everyone sort of doubted her, they were still considerate and respectful to her. And they basically all came together to make a giant garden, and it was really special.
Just like all of you helping us put this together today, it's also very special. Thank you for sharing this with us.
I now invite the congregation to form a sheltering arc of love as we sing our young people back to their families and out to class.
This land is parching, this land is thirsty, no seed is grown. this land is parched. This land is thirsty for healing. Send your soft waters down. Send down, send down, send your fires down, send your fires down, send your fires down, send your fires down. Send down your waters, send down your waters on this land. Healing rivers, send down your waters, send down to wash the sand, send down waters, send waters. Let the seed of freedom awake us flourish. Freedom, let us flourish. Freedom, let us rise. The seed of freedom, awake and flourish. Waves are curling against the skies. Healing rivers and freedom, rivers and running waters, rivers rise. See the rivers, sun and blood rivers, wash the sand, your waters sand. Oh, send your waters down. Send down.
What a lovely musical gift. Thanks to our Spirit of Life choir, their director, Michaela Brown, and Nathan Ham on piano. As we heard in our story this morning, it takes the work and care of many to plant a garden that will bloom for years to come. Our family programs are like that too. They are made possible by our love and our shared labor. I am honored to serve this congregation as your DRE and to provide the types of safe spaces for young people that I was fortunate to experience myself. I am excited to announce that we are now back at the same level of RE enrollment we saw just before the pandemic. We currently have around 135 registered children and youth, and I'm sure that this is just the beginning. Churches like ours are one of the only places left where folks of all ages get to come together and work towards shared dreams and common goals. Multi-generational spaces have become less common despite the benefits of connecting across generations. And it turns out teaching Sunday school is an opportunity for adult transformation too. So if you're interested, please sign up to teach next year after the service. From toddler care and spirit play to Peace Pals and In the Middle, from navigators, scouting, and neighboring faiths to coming of age, youth group, and OWL. First UU's religious exploration program for children, youth, and families is spiritually alive and tons of fun. How about a round of applause for all of our many RE teachers, staff, and volunteers? And just as we invited Jen and Kara to come into the service today to share a little bit of RE with you, we would also like to invite all of you to go back to the classroom wing after the service today to check out what we've been up to and learn more. Now please rise as you are willing and able to sing number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. We will only sing the second verse and the chorus, starting with Come Dream a Dream.
Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
In April, our church is sharing our offering plate with the Connecting Community Corridor for People, Pollinators, and the Planet. This corridor is made of the yards and container gardens of 40 families in Linden, as well as many partner organizations who have agreed to host native plants and preserve habitats for birds, insects, and other creatures. The offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you for your generosity.
Young families seek out this congregation because they want their children to grow up around other people who share their values. Our community provides a safe and welcoming place for queer youth and children with a diverse range of needs. Our teen ministry provides a safe vessel for self-exploration and friendship and teaches skills that last a lifetime. Our youth deepen their connections to Unitarian Universalism, become leaders, and build the resilience needed to seek justice and make change in the larger world. From social media and screen time to gun violence and anti-trans legislation, there are many things affecting the mental health and safety of our young people today. The single biggest indicator that a child or youth will be resilient in the face of trauma or mental health challenges is whether that young person has a supportive relationship with an adult. The time of our many volunteers and the affirmation of this work within our congregation's budget makes the life-saving ministry of Unitarian Universalism possible for our families. When I say it takes a village, I mean all of us. Thank you, each of you, all of you, for making a difference. Please rise in body or spirit to sing number 396, I Know This Rose Will Open.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
So today we are going to be using another children's book as a reading. The story is called The Rabbit Listened, written and illustrated by Corey Dorfield.
One day, Taylor decided to build something new, something special.
Something amazing. Taylor was so proud.
But then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down.
The chicken was the first to notice. Cluck, cluck. What a shame. I'm so sorry. This happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left.
Next came the bear. Gar, rar, how horrible! I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Gar, rar, gar! But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left.
The elephant knew just what to do. Trumpeta! We can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, so the elephant left.
One by one they came. The hyena, hee, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, go, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, tsk, tsk, what a mess, let's throw it all away. And the snake, shh, let's go knock down somebody else's.
But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually, they all left until Taylor was alone.
In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body.
Together they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted.
The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else.
Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again. "I can't wait," Taylor said.
It's going to be amazing.
The end.
So for the caring meditation this morning, I looked for words of encouragement about the future that will be speaking to the Bridging Youth Celebrating Life today while looking towards the future. And then I discovered I could do no better than to rely on Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. What if they are a little coarse and you may get your coat soiled or torn? What if you do fail and get fairly rolled in the dirt once or twice? Up again, you shall never be so afraid of a tumble. So I now invite Sharon Hammersley, our pastoral listener today, to come forward. After I read the joys and sorrows that you submitted in the past week, she will read those submitted during the service. So please remember that late submissions and requests for cards may be read next Sunday. So we have two announcements this morning. Jerry Anthony, a former active member from the 1980s to 1990s, died on March 30th. His service is on Tuesday, April 25th at Shedinger Northwest from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. River V sends their care to Vess, the brother of Leif Kamhout, who passed away on April 14th. And today we have 12 caring cards, including one for each of our graduates who will be recognized later in the service. Caring thoughts go out to Nancy V.D., who is in home hospice care and is declining. Her daughter Nancy said that she and the family would appreciate cards, but please no phone calls. Congratulations to Cy S., who graduated from occupational therapy. He has worked very hard to do this, and we are very proud of him. He just keeps knocking down barriers and getting better and better. And congratulations go to First UU's high school graduating seniors who will be participating in the bridging ceremony during today's service. Please visit the caring card table in Beach Hall after the service each week to say hello to our volunteers and to sign caring cards that we send to people within our community. And now, Sharon.
There are two joys this morning. First, Diane K. sends this message from Eunice L., who sends greetings and best wishes from Prescott, Arizona. Eunice celebrated her 99th birthday this week on April 18th. For those that don't know, Eunice was a longtime member of this congregation. And we also have another joy. Robin L. says, congratulations to Diane K. on her volunteer award.
We hold these joys and sorrows and all of those yet unspoken gently in our hearts. And now please rise as you are willing and able to sing hymn number 1053, How Could Anyone?
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
I have been coming to services and events here at First UU Columbus since I started my undergrad at the Ohio State University back in 2004. And I had actually visited the building before that, when this church was the site for overnight regional youth conferences, or cons, for middle and high school age UUs. Later, I became one of the founding members of Focus, a UU campus ministry group at OSU that this congregation helped support for many years. You may recall that Mark Pinsino was our faculty advisor. Unfortunately, this group no longer exists. The lives of young adults can be busy and chaotic, and sometimes it's hard to keep stuff like this going. The good news is that the legacy of Focus lives on in deep friendships that continue to this day. Having a community of values as a young person changed the course of my life and the course of many beloved friends' lives for the better. It's not always easy to be a young person in our churches or in our world. When I was an undergrad, I would dutifully take the long number 2 bus ride from South Campus to attend church services. The bus only ran every hour on Sundays, so you had to catch it on time or risk missing your opportunity completely. One Sunday at coffee hour, the attendant pouring coffee looked at me and asked, "Decaf?" Having worked late the night before at a rundown diner, I asked for regular. He responded, "Does your mom know?" I was 20, and my mom lives in a different city. Suffice to say, that was not the act of welcome I was expecting. I tell this story because it's an example of someone who might be trying their best, but has no idea where the other person is coming from or what they actually need. In order to fulfill the promises of universalism, which raised up the radical welcome of Jesus in the way that we might talk about inclusivity today, we must remain curious about one another. The world changes quickly, and at times differences between generations may feel like speaking different languages. As our congregation once again considers how to serve emerging young adults, I invite you to meditate on the challenges you may have faced as a young person, and to open your heart to what our young folks have to offer. Without further ado, it is our distinct pleasure to recognize the class of 2023. Any of our grads who are here in person are invited to come up towards the front. As you might imagine, high schoolers are very busy this time of year, so not all of them could be here today. For those of you that are here in person, after I announce you, you're welcome to cross the chancel and receive your gift of a chalice, the symbol of our shared faith. We're also offering an introductory year of free membership at First UU and to the Church of the Larger Fellowship so that you may continue to feel connected wherever you may go. I know the congregation is excited and proud, so I'd like to invite everyone to clap and hoot and holler for each grad, and also to applaud the whole group again at the end of the ceremony.
Teddy Davidson is graduating from Arts. Teddy is graduating from Arts and College Preparatory Academy and the Fort Hays Cancer Center welding program. Teddy writes that he plans to take a gap year to hopefully work in welding, see how I like it, and to figure out what I want to do. Teddy enjoys creating and working with his hands through activities such as woodworking, metalwork, computers, and technology and art. Congratulations, Teddy.
Lili Ducy is graduating from Metro Early College High School and will attend Otterbein University, where she plans to major in costume design. Congratulations, Lili.
Daniel Hansen is graduating from Gahanna Lincoln High School. This year, he will be working towards his goal of becoming an underwater welder by looking for jobs in welding and even taking open water diving classes. Congratulations, Raven.
Mangin-Betts is graduating from homeschool and plans to attend Arizona State University as part of a program offered through her job as a Starbucks barista. Cameron is considering careers connected to history and anthropology, or perhaps as a librarian. She enjoys living history experiences and plans to volunteer with the Ohio History Center. Congratulations, Cameron.
Mocharski is graduating from homeschool and plans to attend Arizona State University online to pursue a BA in graphic design. Caroline writes, I am passionate about photography and exploring the world around me. I'm currently setting up a photography business to continue pursuing this passion. Congratulations, Caroline.
Liam Otten is graduating from New Albany High School and will attend the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Lost my place here. Liam plans to major in computer science and to join the crew team to continue rowing. He looks forward to playing in musical ensembles as a creative outlet. Congratulations, Liam.
Ross Ravenwood is graduating from homeschool and plans to work on issues in our state and becoming more involved in the community this year. He wants to help advocate for safer places for the future and to become a really good artist. Congratulations, Ross.
Quill Seilhan is graduating from homeschool and currently creating an art portfolio while preparing to move to Colorado. After settling in, they plan to attend community college followed by art school. Quill is also interested in photography, nature, anthropology, and languages, and dreams of founding a queer art studio focused on comics and animation. Congratulations, Quill. Please give all of these amazing young people and any who didn't ask to be recognized another round of applause. Together, let us affirm them as a congregation. I will give you my charge by asking 3 questions, after each of which I ask you to respond, "We will." Will you support these emerging young adults as they learn how to thrive in this new chapter of their lives? We will. Will you remember how young they once were and take care of the next generation of children in our congregation? We will. And will you consider that any young adults who come here were once these beloved children and take care of them too? We will. Thank you. Now, please rise in body or spirit to sing "I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing." You recognize the tune from soda advertisements of the 70s. Consider reaching out to hold hands with your neighbor if you are comfortable doing so. I hope you will come visit the RE classrooms after the service to see what our children and youth have prepared for our open house, and maybe even to sign up to teach RE next year. Now, let us speak our vision statement as we extinguish our chalice together. We extinguish this flame